In the modern city of Akka, people did not believe in old stories. They believed in numbers, in progress, in glass towers that climbed higher every year. The past was something to outgrow, something to pave over. But some things do not stay buried. Some memories live in the blood. Amara Okoye stood above the city that never slept, watching lights flicker like restless stars. She had done everything right. Top of her class, perfect job, a future so bright it felt pre-written. Yet tonight, something inside her refused to be quiet, a restlessness she could not name. The next morning, the answer arrived in a single email: a promotion, double salary, international relocation, everything she had worked for. She stared at the screen, waiting for excitement. Instead, she felt hollow. Then she heard it, a whisper. Not from the room, not from the hallway, from somewhere closer, somewhere inside. That night, sleep did not come gently. The city dissolved. Concrete softened into soil. Glass towers crumbled into grass. Noise faded into wind. She stood beneath a sky older than memory. Before her rose a massive tree, its trunk wide as a house, its branches stretched across the sky like ancient arms holding the stars.
You carry us. You hear us because you belong to us.
Then darkness swallowed everything. Amara jolted awake, her breath trembling in the dark, her heart racing as if it still remembered what her mind could not fully hold. The next morning, Amara did not go to work. Instead, she traveled to the only place that still kept the old stories alive, the village of Umunri. For generations, the people of Umunri believed the land itself remembered. At the center of that belief stood a sacred tree, older than the village, older than memory. Some said its roots reached into the world of the ancestors.
I wondered when they would come for you.
Come for me. Why me?
Because you listened. Most people spend their lives learning how not to hear.
Across the city, another story was unfolding. Screens lit up with the same announcement: a massive redevelopment project, entire districts scheduled for demolition, luxury housing, commercial centers, the future of Akka. At the center of it all was one man, Malik Adeyemi, visionary developer, self-made billionaire, symbol of the city's unstoppable progress.
We cannot move forward while clinging to the past.
That evening, Amara stood on her rooftop again. Her phone rang. The job offer. The phone vibrated in her hand. Once, twice, 3 times. Then the call ended. She did not call back. Instead, she walked toward the oldest part of the city, and there it was. The tree from the broadcast, larger in person, older than anything around it. Silent, yet impossibly present. The air felt different here, heavier, listening. She reached out. Her fingers touched the bark. Warm, alive. A faint pulse of light spread beneath her skin.
You came back.
For the first time in her life, she did not know what came next. And for the first time, she was not afraid. Because in a world racing toward the future, some roots run deeper than concrete, and some voices cannot be silenced, no matter how long they have waited. The story has begun. The tree did not move, yet everything around Amara felt different. The air was heavier now, not empty, not silent, but alive, as though the ground beneath her feet was watching, listening, waiting. She pulled her hand away slowly, but the feeling did not leave her. It followed her, through the grass, through the road, through the long journey back to the city. And that night, when sleep finally came, it did not come as darkness. It came as memory. She stood once again beneath the great tree, but this time the dream was clearer, closer, realer than before. The wind did not move around her. It moved toward her.
You have opened the path.
Amara tried to speak, but her throat tightened. The ground beneath her feet began to glow, faint patterns spreading across the earth like light moving through cracks in stone. Symbols she had never seen before, yet somehow understood.
What was forgotten must be remembered.
The tree pulsed once. A deep light moved through the trunk, through the branches, through the roots beneath the earth, and the world shifted. Amara woke with a sharp breath, her heart racing, her body tense as if she had been running. The room was dark, but the feeling from the dream had followed her back. She placed a hand on her chest, trying to slow her breathing, but she could still feel it, a faint rhythm, slow, deep, like a second heartbeat that did not belong only to her. Morning came too quickly. The city of Akka was already awake. Cars, voices, movement, the sound of a world always in a hurry to reach tomorrow. But as Amara walked through the streets, something felt wrong. The noise felt far away, muted, like she was hearing the world from underwater.
Return.
She stopped walking. People moved around her, bumping her shoulder, stepping around her, continuing their lives as if nothing had changed. But everything had changed. And deep down, she knew where she needed to go.
What is happening to me?
It has begun.
What has begun?
You are remembering.
I don't understand.
The tree has chosen you, and once it chooses, it does not forget.
Across the city, far from the quiet of Umunri, the future was already in motion. Machines arrived, steel, concrete. Men with maps and plans and numbers. Men who saw land, but not history.
We begin demolition tomorrow.
That night, Amara returned to the tree. The fence around it did not stop her. The warning signs did not stop her. The fear did not stop her. She walked slowly across the field until she stood before it once more. The tree was silent, waiting. Amara took a breath and placed her hand against the bark again. This time, she did not close her eyes in fear. She closed them in acceptance.
Stand.
The ground beneath her feet trembled, not violently, but deeply, like something ancient had shifted beneath the world. For the first time, the past did not whisper. Amara sat silently across from her grandmother, the old woman's eyes fixed on the flame dancing between them. The room felt smaller, heavier. Outside, the world moved softly through the trees, as though listening.
What you saw has happened before.
Amara looked up slowly. For the first time, fear was no longer the strongest thing she felt. Curiosity was.
Long before this city existed, before the roads, before the towers, the land was different, balanced, alive.
The world around them faded. Warm walls dissolved into dust and memory, and suddenly, the past returned. The village of Umunri stood beneath golden light, peaceful and untouched. Children laughed through narrow paths of red earth. Women cooked over open fires. Men carried water from the river. And at the center of it all stood the tree, ancient, silent, watching. The people did not fear it, they respected it, because they understood something the modern world had forgotten. Some things were never meant to belong to man.
The tree was a bridge, A doorway between worlds.
And for generations, the balance held. Until one person reached too far. A young woman stepped towards the tree, her movements slow, uncertain. Curiosity burned in her eyes. The wind shifted, the leaves trembled. Still, she continued. Her fingers touched the bark, and the world answered. The air twisted violently, the sky dimmed, the ground trembled beneath the village. Birds scattered into the clouds. Children screamed.
You were warned.
3 figures appeared beneath the tree. Not human, not spirit. Something older. Their presence bent the air itself. The wind roared through Umunri. Dust swallowed the land. The balance had broken. And once broken, it could not simply be restored. Villagers ran through collapsing paths, calling for one another through the storm. But the tree remained unmoving, watching, waiting. Then, silence. The past dissolved, the storm disappeared, and Amara found herself back in her grandmother's home.
This is why we do not answer when it calls.
Amara lowered her eyes. Her heart pounded quietly in her chest, because deep down, she already knew the truth.
But I already did.
The morning did not begin with peace. It began with silence. The kind of silence that settles before something breaks. The kind that makes even the wind hesitate. As the sun rose over Umunri, its light touched the land gently. But the village did not respond. No laughter, no chatter. Only waiting. At the center of it all stood the tree, unmoved, unshaken, watching. Amara walked toward it slowly, her steps steady, her breath controlled. She could feel it now. Not just in moments, not just in dreams, but always. A presence. The bark of the tree shimmered faintly under the morning light, alive, listening.
The time has come.
Amara stopped.
What do you want from me?
The wind circled her gently, not pushing, not pulling, guiding.
To remember is to awaken. To awaken is to stand.
Amara closed her eyes, and this time, she did not resist.
The spirits have spoken.
Amara turned. Her grandmother stood a few steps behind her, calm, certain.
I hear them, even when the world is quiet.
Then you must listen, because what they are asking of you is not small.
The wind slowed. The air thickened.
This tree is not just a tree. It is a bridge between what was and what still remains.
And if it falls?
Then the silence that follows will not be empty.
Far from Umunri, in the glass towers of Akka, there was no silence. Only decisions.
Double the security. Bring more machines. I want this finished. Today!
He stood at the window, looking out at a city that obeyed him. A city built on certainty. But for the first time, something felt uncertain. Back in Umunri, the machines returned, louder than before, heavier, determined. Dust rose as they entered the field again.
We stand together
But
for
this
our
time,
sacred tree.
They were not met with fear. They
Our
were met with
heritage
people.
will not be moved.
Men,
No, it stands
women,
with us.
children, standing together. And at the front, Amara.
You are trespassing. Move away from the site.
The land is not yours to claim.
The wind began to rise.
It remembers who it belongs to.
The first machine moved forward, slowly. The ground beneath it dry, silent, waiting.
Stand.
Amara stepped forward and stopped, directly in front of it. The engine roared louder, closer, but she did not move.
Stand.
Amara knelt and placed her hand against the earth. Warm, alive. The moment her skin touched the ground, everything changed. A deep tremor moved beneath the soil, not violent, but powerful, ancient. The wind surged across the field, grass bent, voices faded.
Stop the machine! Stop!
The engine stuttered. Then, silence. Complete, heavy, unnatural silence. The machine stopped, just meters from the tree. Across the city,
What do you mean it stopped again?
but this time, no one had an answer. Back in the field, the wind softened. The dust settled. Amara slowly opened her eyes. She was still there, still standing, but something had shifted. Not around her, within her.
You are the bridge.
Amara looked at the tree, at the people behind her, at the ground beneath her feet, and she understood. This was no longer about stopping them. This was about becoming something more. In Umunri, the past did not return quietly. It rose, and now it would be heard. The night after the ground moved, Umunri did not sleep. The air was no longer still. It carried something heavier now, something watching, something waiting. At the center of it all, the tree, alive. Amara stood before it again, but this time she was not searching. She was being called. The world shifted, not slowly, not gently, but completely. The sky darkened. The ground beneath her feet changed, and she stood once again beneath the tree. But this was not a dream anymore. This was truth.
You have stood.
The figures stepped forward, clear, ancient, unavoidable.
Now you must carry
Carry what?
the covenant.
The words settled heavily in the air.
Before your time, before this village, before the city that forgot.
There was a balance. The ground beneath her feet lit up, patterns spreading outward like roots made of light.
This tree is not protection. It is a seal.
Amara's breath caught.
A seal? For what? For what must not return.
Silence. Not peaceful. Heavy. Warning. Far away, in the city that believed it controlled everything, Malik Adeyemi was losing control. Not of the project, not yet, but of certainty.
I want answers, not stories.
But answers were no longer something he could command. That night, something answered him instead. The lights flickered, the air tightened, and for the first time, Malik saw beyond the world he understood. The tree, standing before him, alive, watching.
What is this?
You were warned.
The vision shattered, but something followed him back. Fear. Amara stood still.
If the tree falls, the seal breaks,
The ground pulsed beneath her feet.
and what was buried will rise.
Amara understood now. This was about land. This was about survival.
Then it doesn't fall.
The wind surged.
Then you accept.
Light moved through the tree, through the ground, through her.
You become the bridge, the voice, the line that does not break.
Amara closed her eyes. This time, there was no fear.
I accept.
The world responded. The tree erupted in light, deep, ancient, unstoppable. Roots beneath the earth stretched outward like something awakening after centuries of silence. In the real world, the ground trembled again, stronger. The tree glowed, the air vibrated, and the people of Umunri felt it. Not as fear, but as warning. Far away, Malik felt it too, and for the first time, he understood something dangerous. This was not a delay. This was resistance. In Umunri, the covenant had been restored. The line had been drawn. But some things do not stay buried simply because they were forgotten. Beneath the earth, something moved. Not slowly, not quietly. Awakened. The ground trembled before the sun could rise. A deep, violent pulse tore through the land. Cracks spread across the soil like veins breaking open. The tree stood at the center. But this time, it was not just protecting. It was holding something back. Amara felt it before she saw it. The pull, the pressure, the call. It's not stopping. Her grandmother stepped forward, calm but not unafraid.
Because it has begun.
The wind rose violently, the sky darkened, and then the earth broke. Not a creature, not a shadow, something older, a force, shifting beneath reality itself.
The seal is breaking.
Then we hold it.
Far away, the city felt it too. Buildings trembled, lights flickered. For the first time, control slipped.
What is happening?
But deep down, he already knew. Back in Umunri, the tree pulsed violently now. Light surged through its roots.
The bridge must hold.
Amara placed her hand against the bark, and this time, it burned. Not pain, power. The ground beneath her feet split wider. The force beneath pushed harder.
I can feel it.
Do not resist.
The wind roared, voices collided. The world itself seemed to bend.
Become the bridge.
Amara closed her eyes. Everything around her disappeared. The village, the sky, the fear. There was only the connection. The past flowing into her, the present standing behind her, and the future waiting.
I'm here.
The light exploded outward, not destructive, restorative. The force beneath the earth pushed once more, and then stopped. The cracks sealed, the ground stilled, the wind faded. Silence. Real silence. Amara opened her eyes. The tree stood, unbroken, the land safe. Far away, Malik stood in the remains of his certainty. The world he understood no longer made sense, and for the first time, he did not try to control it. He simply watched. Back in Umunri, the people gathered, not in fear, in understanding. Amara stood beneath the tree, no longer searching, no longer uncertain. She had become what the land needed.
You have held the line.
The wind moved gently now, not as a warning, as recognition. In Umunri, the past was no longer forgotten, the present was no longer blind, and the future would remember.